So it's not what we're used to. Like, I don't know many women who grew up in our community who never had a job and their husband just took care of everything. I don't know anybody like that. So that's a foreign way of thinking when if you're not used to it. I mean, it's great that you are though, but that's foreign to me. I don't even know nobody that did that. To be honest with you,
That's crazy.
it's normal. Would you call Ben Crump and say it's because I'm black?
The guy's a the guy's a dick. Let's just put it that way.
That's what a lot of women in the community, the black community, wanted to do. They wanted to also bring in money along with the man and probably make just as much or have just as much power or just as much of a
Why?
voice as the black woman because that's all they watched.
No,
Like
but what did you just say? You said they wanted
to
just
have
as
just as much
much.
money or just as much power and just as much of a voice as the black man
Why?
because
Why
that's
is
what they
there
were taught.
competition?
That's what they were taught. You do know that black women tell young black women all the time to always put yourself in a position so you don't have to depend on no man. I'm sure you heard that before. Always do what you got to do so you don't have to depend on no man.
Are you saying for what are you talking about for my family? No.
No, no, no. I'm talking about not for your family. I'm talking about overall in the black community
Oh
specifically.
yes,
You have heard that
I've
before,
heard
right?
women tell yes, I've heard women tell
Yeah.
other women that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Not your mother and not your grandmother. I'm talking about the black community, and they say make sure that you don't ever have to depend on no man. And they've
Yes,
been
I've
teaching
heard it.
that for decades, for generations, and that's still where we are. These women, they don't want to have to
And
depend on no
thus
man.
and thus, when you look at societies that have family-centered societies, they do absolutely much better, okay? If you look at any community that is family-centered, they do much better. Why?
I
Because
can't.
when you're family-centered, you one can help the other, and the other, and the other, and the other, and the other,
It's
and you
it's
build generational wealth that way.
You're absolutely right, but it's very difficult to look outside of what you're used to. Like looking that's they always say stop thinking that the grass is greener in somebody else's yard. That's the same thing goes for generations upon generations of African American families. If they think about family oriented, the mom staying home and the man going out to work, that's not their reality. So if they're looking outside for that, they're trying to figure out a way to do something that they never was showed how to do in the first place. At some point, that has to start somewhere. Like right now, I still would consider myself to be a man, but my wife works. She has a full-time job. She has a full-time career, and she makes pretty good money. But I'm still a man. I still take care of my family. So it's not what we're used to. Like, I don't know many women who grew up in our community who never had a job and their husband just took care of everything. I don't know anybody like that. So that's a foreign way of thinking when if you're not used to it. I mean, it's great that you are though, but that's foreign to me. I don't even know nobody that did that. To be honest with you,
That's crazy.
it's normal.
And it's a sad thing. No, it is sad. It's a sad thing. It's a
It's
sad
not
thing.
though.
It
It's
is.
not. It really isn't.
You
It
wanna know
really
how I
isn't.
know it's a sad thing?
Why?
Because anytime because because you have people that go online bothering these trad wives.
You want me to say that again? No, who was?
It's called trad wife, traditional wife. It's just you know how social media is. They cut stuff.
Oh, okay. Trad wife. Okay, so a
Yeah, it's called a
traditional
trad wife.
wife is a
Yes,
traditional wife is a
a
what? Is
traditional wife. They stay at
uh-huh.
home, right? Literally, they go on there bothering those women, trying to get their pages down.
That's because they're idiotic. What's the point of that?
No, that's because a lot of them don't like this work thing. They don't like what they're doing. But they've been conditioned to think that this is what they have to do. However, there are women that do not live here. And so they look for that type of man or that, like, because you put yourself where you want to be. You put yourself there. If you want to stay home, you would look for that type of man. If you don't, then you don't look for that type of man.
I agree. If you want to stay home, but how
Yeah.
many women that
So
grew up
so
in the
why bother
urban
those
community?
women? Why bother those women? They bother
I don't
them
know why
because
they should
they don't
bother
like
them
what
either.
they have. They don't like what they have. They want that. They want that, but they're scared to do that because they've been taught that when you have to depend on a man, it's dependency instead of a
They,
man that's there to take care of that's there to take care of you and his family. That's
yeah,
his duty. They
they
don't
want
know
to do
that.
that.
They don't
They want to do
they,
that, but in order to do that, they have to be dating a man that will allow them to do that because bills
and
don't
you
pay
can go do
themselves.
that. And this is what I mean by family. Cuz now you have people that should be at home and they're being put out to the streets. You should
Question:
be at home.
a woman wants to do that. What would your advice be for her if she wants to do that?
And
And
she
as
wants to
she's 30 years old.
and
She
she wants
wants
to
to
do
do that.
what?
She
Stay at
want to
home?
be. She want to stay at home. Yeah, and she want to have a man take care of her. What does she do?
What has she been doing for past 10 years?
She's been working and dating. She's been figuring it out. She went to school. She got out when she was 22, 21, 22. She came back home with mama and dad, or she came back home with mama, or she moved directly into her own apartment. In order to stay in her own apartment, she has to bring in some income. Or she went home and she been home with mama and dad for the last 8 years until she turned 30. Either way, what would your advice be to a young lady who want to live that lifestyle but don't know how?
She's not going to get it. If you're already yeah, you want to hear the truth or not?
We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.
You want to hear the
So
truth or
all
not?
hope is gone. So pretty much,
No,
if you're going
I'm
to
not saying all hope is gone. I'm not saying never. I'm
not
not
going
saying
to
that
get
it
it
can't.
means
Listen,
never
listen.
going to get it.
I'm not saying that. No, listen, listen.
Okay, I'm
I'm not
listening.
saying that you can't because nothing is all. We just said that earlier, right? But we were talking about the majority
You
and
said not.
the majority. Once you are in that independent lifestyle, it's very hard to
Extremely,
come back.
extremely,
So that's why I'm saying she's not going to get it.
extremely.
She's not going to get it.
So as at a certain age, you time out.
You have to go. I'm telling you. One, you have to be raised this way, and then two, right? Because you have to have a certain mindset. And
That
two,
part.
you cannot. You have to go from home to there, home to there. Because I told you, women go by experiences.
I understand that, but uh, I hear you. But I was simply saying, and the reason why I even brought this up is because some women, if they have not been brought up in that environment, and you just now said it, then the likelihood of them being able to be with someone who will take care of everything and they take care of nothing is not as high as someone who was brought up in that environment and actually demanded that from a man. It's too late for them. It's going to be more difficult for them. It's not too late for them. It's going to be more difficult for them to have that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
So then they're going to hate on other people, and hopefully they don't do that.
Yes, yes, because they want, but this again is what I'm saying is the vicious cycle, and this is what I'm talking about. Again, you know what's best. You just choose not to do it, right? And what's best is family. People can choose to do it. They choose not to. They choose not to teach their children to be a different way. Some people call it breaking the cycle, whatever you want to call it.
Breaking the chain, generational curse, breaking the
Right.
generational curse.
You can do something different. You just have to step outside the box.